Israel Adesanya.
28-0!
The McGregor announcing
About a guy who is
Francis Ngannou.
You know you gotta spark up for this one, guys. What's up, my homies? Lay here. This one's a big one, man. UFC 264. You know, if you're not sparking up straight away, come on, guys, come on. Hey, use your techniques on the like button, man. If you're taking Conor McGregor, it's a left hand. If you're taking Dustin Poirier, maybe you want to use a low kick, right? Alright, guys, let's get into breaking these ones down. Alright, guys, to start this card, we've got Amedovski taking on Yaozong. Now, I'm going to be completely honest. I've changed my mind on this fight. My prediction has changed. Now, the fact that I've changed my mind, that's like a flag to me, right? I'm not going to be betting on this fight. However, we're still going to break it down, make a prediction. We always do that, right? So, Amedovski, his UFC career hasn't been too great so far. For those of you that can remember, he got starched by John Phillips, right? It was real quick in round 1 too. So if you're trying to find positives on why we should bet on Amedovski, there's not many. The guy has got a lot of power, but his UFC career hasn't been too great so far. Now, Yaozong, he's stepping down from heavyweight, which is quite interesting. He hasn't been the most active. And to be honest, man, when you look at his career so far in the UFC, it's kind of the same as Amedovski. There's not too many positives. Now, he was kind of getting beat up by Rashad Coulter. And at one point, you know, he was taking damage and he kind of smiled at Rashad. So, yeah, he does seem like a tough fighter too. So even if Amedovski's pouring it on with heavy punches, Yaozong is, you know, he's pretty tough. When I was looking at tape and looking at the credentials of Yaozong, it looked like he was a Muay Thai fighter. But I learned that he actually has a silver medal in Greco-Roman wrestling. So Muay Thai and wrestling is his base. Initially, guys, I was leaning towards Amedovski. But man, I've changed my pick on this one. I'm not super confident on Yaozong. But maybe stepping down to middleweight, maybe it means a little bit more for him. Maybe the punches are doing a little bit more than what they were doing at heavyweight. Not super confident, but that's what I'm going to start with. I'm going to pick Yaozong. My numbers, I'm keeping them real close. Yaozong minus 130. And the actual numbers, we've got Amedovski minus 150. Yaozong plus 120. Yeah, kind of makes sense. I mean, Amedovski is a big puncher. And Yaozong, you know, there's not too much to look at, right? I think if you're betting on this one, if you're trying to get rich on this fight, it might be great, it might not be so great. For me, I'm going to fade it betting wise. You know, I'm not going to bet on this one. Alright, moving into Zhalgas taking on Jerome Rivera. Now, Zhalgas, 0 wins, 2 losses in the UFC. Jerome Rivera, 0 wins, 3 losses in the UFC. So as Conor McGregor would say, somebody's O has got to go. Both guys are fighting for their job in the UFC. Jerome Rivera, he has the height, he has the reach advantage. However, the height and reach doesn't mean anything if you don't know how to use it. And when I look at Jerome Rivera, I'm not sure if he's completely ready for the highest level. He's got the physical advantages, but if Zhalgas can explode and close the distance, not only close the distance, but keep the distance closed, I think it could be a bad time for Jerome Rivera. Now, Jerome has the bigger octagon, right? We've got the bigger octagon. So he's going to have to show some good movement to keep this fight at distance, use his kicks. But Zhalgas, man, he's going to close the distance. Maybe even choose to grapple with Jerome Rivera. So yeah, that's going to be my prediction. I'll take Zhalgas Zhumagulov. Maybe a decision, but he could finish him. You know, it could be inside the distance. My numbers, I'll put Zhalgas at least a minus 200. And we've got Zhalgas touching minus 4. Wow. You know, at minus 400, it kind of seems like that's more of a fade on Jerome Rivera. You would put Zhalgas a favourite, but when it gets to minus 4, it's like people are just completely doubting Jerome Rivera. And it kind of makes sense when you look at his UFC fights. But betting wise, you know, it's quite dangerous to bet on minus 400. Unless you're completely confident that Rivera doesn't win this matchup. Alright, we've got Omari Akhmedov taking on Brad Tavares. Now this one's quite a difficult prediction to make. Omari, we know what this guy likes to do. He's primarily a wrestler. He pretty much looks the same every fight. You know, he'll strike a little bit, but not for long. He's shooting for a takedown, he's getting the fight to defense. It's all about grappling if you're Omari Akhmedov. Now Brad Tavares has shown pretty good takedown defense, especially in his last fight. But defending takedowns from a jiu-jitsu guy is different to defending takedowns from Omari Akhmedov. Having said that, I still think Brad Tavares has good takedown defense. You know, it's going to be difficult to get him to the mat. Maybe not super difficult in round 1, but round 2 and round 3, yeah, it's going to be difficult. Brad Tavares is the better striker. Omari is the better wrestler. And Omari, you know, his jiu-jitsu looked pretty good in his last fight. There wasn't a lot of space between Tom Breeze and the fence, but that head and arm choke, oh, so nice. It was beautiful technique. The way he buried his weight into the choke. Yeah, really nice work from Omari. This time though, guys, I'm gonna pick Brad Tavares. I think if he keeps this fight standing, it's his fight to win. My numbers, I'm gonna keep them pretty close. I'd put Brad Tavares around minus 140. And the actual numbers, we've got Brad Tavares minus 160. Omari plus 130, plus 140. You know, this is a low-key competitive matchup on the prelims. You know, Tavares is the better kicker. He's the better puncher. Omari wants to wrestle. It's difficult to see Omari not having success. It's also difficult to see Brad not kickboxing. So ultimately, it's a good matchup. You know, my pick's going to be Brad Tavares. Alright, we've got Jennifer Maia taking on Jessica Ai. Now guys, this is another one, man. I've changed my prediction on this one. So already, I'm not going to bet on this one. Jennifer Maia is coming off that title fight where the best positive was she won a round. Right, she got dominated, but she won a round, which is a pretty good positive to take when you're fighting Valentina. She does have better jiu-jitsu than Jessica Ai. She's arguably the better striker than Jessica Ai too, right? But when you look at all the experience Jessica Ai has, all the names that she's fought against, and granted, you know, she's lost most of them. When you look at all the experience, man, I think she could find a way to beat Jennifer Maia. Now, Cynthia Calvillo was able to find the back of Jessica Ai. So if Jennifer Maia finds the back or finds an arm, you know, there could be a submission. My original prediction was going to be Jennifer Maia, but I've swapped to Jessica Ai, man. I like her experience in this spot. Now, this could be a horrible swap. You know, I could be watching this fight thinking, why did you swap to Jessica Ai? That's a real possibility, you know? And that's why I'm not going to bet on this one. You know, I'm not going to bet on Jennifer. I'm not going to bet on Jessica. I'm just going to sit back and see, you know, was I right with my initial pick or my swap? I don't want to bet on this one, man. There's some positives for Jennifer. You can make some positives for Jessica. I'll take Jessica, but yeah, my numbers, I keep them real close. And the actual numbers, we've got Jennifer Maia minus 190, minus 200. Man, I see Jessica Ai is doing like the OnlyFans and that kind of stuff now, so maybe that's another thing you could mention. You know, Jennifer's more serious with fighting, but you just don't know, man. You know, Jessica could get in there, be a bully, put Jennifer against the fence, just show that veteran experience. I don't want to bet on this one. I don't think you guys should either. Alright, we've got Ryan Hall taking on Ilia Topuria. And we're going to spark up for this one, and I'll tell you why. There is no way that Ryan Hall got to the level of jiu-jitsu that he has achieved, without smoking weed. There's no way. Right? Look at the picture on the screen. Look at Ryan Hall's eyes, man. This guy smokes so much weed. For those of you that don't know, his jiu-jitsu is extremely high level. You know, really high level. If you've watched Ryan Hall fight, if you get close to him, he will roll. You know, he wants to roll for the ankle. And if he gets your ankle, you've got to tap. Because if you don't, you're going to feel the consequences for the rest of your life. And that's how lethal Ryan Hall is with his jiu-jitsu. Now, if he isn't using his jiu-jitsu, he's kicking, right? He likes to use his kicks. He even caught Darren Elkins with a nasty kick. Spinning, beautiful technique. And it landed. Damaging, effective. Really nice work in his last fight. Now, Ilia Topuria, this guy's a prospect. I wouldn't say his jiu-jitsu is as good as Ryan Hall, but this guy's a black belt. There's levels to being a black belt, of course. Ryan Hall is a better BJJ practitioner, but it doesn't matter. Topuria is still good when the fight goes to the mat. Now, the real difference in my opinion, Topuria is a way better striker than Ryan Hall. Ryan Hall wants to spin, he wants to kick. He wants to keep the fight quite friendly, right? Topuria wants to get close, he wants to land damage. He wants to end the fight. Ryan Hall is a super dangerous guy because of his jiu-jitsu, but I think Topuria's jiu-jitsu is good enough and he's a better striker. So in my opinion, the logic points to Topuria to win this matchup. My numbers, I'd put Topuria at least a -180. You know, Ryan Hall, he's a wild card. The wild cards come off. You know, look at Paul Craig. And the actual numbers, we've got Topuria -250, -220. I think if Ryan Hall wins this fight, it's going to be a submission. And do not count out a spinning kick KO. Don't count it out. Now, if that craziness doesn't happen, it's because Topuria is a better striker. He's intelligent. And Ryan Hall couldn't pull off the submission. So that's going to be my prediction. I'll take Ilia Topuria. Alright homies, we've got Dricus du Plessis taking on Trevin Giles. This is a good matchup, man. So if you look at du Plessis, his debut went pretty nice, right? Got that finish against Alex Perez. Quite a weird finish too. You know, he caught him in that weird spot on the side of the head behind the ear. And we've seen guys get caught in that spot, you know. There's nothing you can do. You just flop. You go down. So his debut went pretty nice. If you look at the fights he had prior to that debut, this guy doesn't mind choking you out. You know, he likes to use his jiu-jitsu. Now, Trevin Giles, I don't really regard him too high in the UFC. But if you look at his last fight, you know, the boxing is pretty good. You know, you've got to admit that Trevin Giles, the hands, the boxing, that's what he's looking to do. I think it's a difficult prediction to make purely because if you look at du Plessis, before he got that knockout, he looked kinda uncomfortable. So if Trevin Giles starts teeing off on him, you know, I wouldn't be shocked to see him go down. On the flip side, Trevin Giles hasn't got the best cardio. So if du Plessis takes him down in round 2, round 3, chokes him out, I wouldn't be shocked. I think this is a pretty good fight on this card. I don't think you should miss it. I'm gonna take du Plessis. Not because I'm super confident that he's going to win, but because I regard him as a higher prospect than Trevin Giles. It's not a downplay on Trevin because his boxing is arguably better. But du Plessis, the kickboxing ain't bad. The jiu-jitsu's pretty good. So yeah, that's going to be my pick. My numbers, I'd put du Plessis -150. And the actual numbers, we've got du Plessis -110. Trevin Giles -110. Yeah, so that tells me there's a lot of money going on du Plessis. There's a lot of money going on Trevin Giles. Now, if we're trying to figure out why the money's going on du Plessis so much and why the money's going on Trevin so much, it's what I said. Du Plessis looked kinda uncomfortable before he got that KO. So if Trevin finds his rhythm, that could be a good bet. But if you're looking at du Plessis and why so much money's going on him, if he can make it out of round 1, there's a potential submission. Or maybe he wins a decision based on output. It's a good matchup. I'm going to take du Plessis. Alright guys, we've got Nico Price taking on Michel Pereira. And we're going to spark up for this one. Now earlier we sparked up for Ryan Hall because he smokes a lot of weed. I don't know if Nico smokes or Michel Pereira smokes, but the reason we sparked up for this one's fireworks, man. This one's a firefight. There's a potential fight of the night with this matchup, but it all depends on how much Nico Price chooses to engage. But let's be honest, Nico Price always engages. He always engages. I don't think you could go back and watch one Nico Price fight that you didn't enjoy. You know, that's the type of fighter Nico Price is. Win or lose, the fight is amazing. Do not miss this matchup. I know you're not going to miss this matchup. You know, if you're listening to a video like this, you're a hardcore. You're not going to miss this matchup. Now, Nico Price isn't the safest fighter to bet on. We know he has a lot of violence in his game. We know he can finish Michel Pereira, but he takes a lot of damage. You know, you look at his matchups, they're really fun, and he wins some of them. But the amount of damage that Nico Price takes, it's no bueno. Now, Michel Pereira, you may know this guy as the backflip guy. Now, he is crazy like that, you know, he likes to jump off the fence, spin. He does a lot of strange things. But if you look at his last two matchups, he's not doing backflips anymore. You know, he's just keeping it kind of weird. It's not insanely weird anymore. It's just kind of weird. And by that I mean the movement. He's trying to set you up in a really weird way. He is super explosive, and that's why he does this weird movement. It works. You know, you look at his explosive power and the movement. They go hand in hand. Overall, I do think this is a fire matchup, but I think Michel Pereira is going to exploit the striking defense of Nico Price. He takes a lot of damage, man, and I think it's going to work in Michel Pereira's favour. So that's going to be my prediction. My numbers, I'd put Michel Pereira around -180, and the actual numbers, Michel Pereira -160 up to -170. Yeah, it makes sense. Nico Price should be an underdog, but not a massive one. We know he's got violence. We know he can win. But I think in this particular matchup, I think Michel Pereira's going to win this one. Alright guys, we've got Max Griffin taking on Carlos Condit. Low-key decent matchup. So let's start with Max Griffin. This guy has been pretty violent. What he done to Song Kenan, really violent. And then you look at what he did previous to that. He took a man's ear off. I think it's fair to say Max Griffin has become more violent inside the octagon. Now Carlos Condit, this guy is a legend, a veteran, the natural born killer. And when you watch him fight, it looks that way. You know, he was naturally born to fight. If we're looking at ways Max Griffin's going to win this matchup, maybe exploit the takedown defense of Carlos Condit. Or even if this fight stays striking for Max Griffin, I think he could outwork Carlos Condit, especially with his boxing. You know, when you're looking at who should win this matchup, it really should be Max Griffin. So that's going to be my prediction. But I'm not too sure about betting with this one. You know, Carlos Condit, a lot of experience. You know, he's crafty. I wouldn't be shocked, guys. I really wouldn't. My numbers, though, I'll put Max Griffin at least -160. And the actual numbers, we've got Max Griffin -200. So a lot of people fading Carlos Condit. It makes sense when you look at what Max Griffin has been doing. But man, the experience of Carlos, it kind of worries me. Alright guys, you know what time it is. If you waited to smoke with me, amen. If you've been smoking this whole time, double amen. If you're not a smoker but you enjoy the smoke breaks, triple amen gang, let's go. UFC 264, man. I'm excited for this one. Really excited, man. Alright guys, if you've got Instagram, this is my Instagram, UFC Lay, and my Patreon, Much love, man, to my 38 Patreons. I started this last month, literally just a couple weeks ago in June. And already 38 Patreons, man, just unbelievable. Much love to you guys. And I'm really happy that June could be profitable. You know, whether you signed up week 1 or week 4. June was a good month. Profit. Let's go. But June is done and forgotten now, right? The goal on the Patreon is July. We need to make July a profitable month. So finding those spots on this pay-per-view and then looking next week to Islam Makhachev. We need to be profitable in July. We can be happy with June, but June is done and forgotten, right? The goal in hand is July. So yeah, much love to you guys. All 38, man, crazy. Now guys, the smoke break topic. The smoke break topic this week, I want it to be just nice and simple, right? I think this piece of information, it's gonna apply to everyone. I think this will be spot on, right? Knowledge. Knowledge is cool. Yeah, it's cool to know stuff, right? But to apply what you know, that's something else. You know, it's two different things. To apply what you know, it's way harder, right? You know, some people might think, well, if I know how something works or I understand, then surely I'm already applying it. Not really. You know, if it worked that way, then everyone would be the GOAT, right? Knowing and applying what you know. Two different things. You know, for an example, we could say, look at the main event, right? What Dustin Poirier did to Conor McGregor. He applied everything that he knew, piece by piece. And I can't wait to get to that main event breakdown because I want to show you guys exactly what Dustin Poirier applied. You know, another example could be, I posted a Instagram, on my Instagram stories. I was doing some kicks on the heavy bag. And the bro that does Muay Thai said to me, open your hips up a little bit more on the kick. Now, someone else said the same thing to me a few weeks before, right? So I've consciously got in my mind, right, I need to open the hips a little bit more. Spin with the kick, right? I've already got this in my mind, but it's still hard for me to apply it. I already know it. I already know that I shouldn't be kicking upwards. You know, with Muay Thai kicks, they shouldn't be going up. Because when you go upwards, you're going to hit the elbows. And you don't want to do that. So I've already got in my mind how the Muay Thai kick works. Now, progression is a great thing, guys. We do only get better with the things we do. But still, it's still hard for me to apply what I know. Right? So knowing and applying, it's two different things. It's way harder to apply. But knowing consciously, right, I know this, but can I apply this? As the cool kids would say, you're becoming woke, right? So that's the piece of information I want to speak about, guys. Knowing and applying what you know is two different things. It's way harder to apply, right? So yeah, amen to that, guys. I hope we can all apply everything we know, especially when you just keep working. Right? When you just keep working, it becomes easier to apply. So amen to that. Alright guys, let's get into the main event. Or the main card. I don't know why I do that, man. Sometimes I say that. I blame it on the smoke break. Alright guys, we've got Sean O'Malley taking on Chris Moutinho. Now, let's just keep this one real, man. Sean O'Malley's going to win this fight. If Chris Moutinho wins, it's going to be one of the biggest upsets in the UFC history. I've watched a couple fights from Chris Moutinho. The first thing I noticed straight away, he's not big enough. He's just not big enough to cause any problems for Sean O'Malley. It really sucks that the Smoker fight's off, man. Sean O'Malley is a way higher level fighter than Chris Moutinho. He's a way more high level fighter than Louis Smoker. You look at what he done to Thomas Almeida. Just nasty. And then he even went way downtown with a 3 after that finish. Hey guys, don't sleep on me with basketball. I'm a casual when it comes to basketball 100%. It took me 2 months to realise the shot clock is a real thing. You know, it really took me 2 months with the shot clock. But hey, I've got a team, guys. Miami Heat. You know, Tyler Hero, Jimmy Neutron. Let's go. But yeah, I'm a complete casual with basketball. But it's fun to watch, man. I have been watching a little bit this season. But yeah, guys, that's going to be my prediction, man. I'm going to take Sean O'Malley. Chris Moutinho, you've got a chance of a lifetime. But I don't think it happens. Now, my odds, man. I don't think anyone has seen me put odds like this. I'll put Sean O'Malley -6. And we've got O'Malley -9, -8. Yeah, we're not going to bet on that, man. That's crazy. Alright, guys, we've got Tuivasa taking on Greg Hardy. Yeah, there could be some fireworks in this one, man. You know, Tuivasa, this guy's a nasty striker. Pretty much the definition of a real fighter. He just loves to scrap. You know, you put Tuivasa in there, he'll take anyone. You know, Francis Ngannou, Stipe, Arlovski. It doesn't matter who's in there with Tuivasa. This guy is the definition of a real fighter. He just enjoys scrapping. He's gotten a lot better, right? From his UFC debut until now. The evolution in Tuivasa's game, it's clear to see. The low kick, he loves to land the low kick. The speed, the boxing, toughness. Yeah, Tuivasa, man, he's a good heavyweight. Now, Greg Hardy, this guy, there's only 10 fights in his pro career, which isn't much behind Tuivasa. But when you look at Greg Hardy, overall, he's not as good as Tuivasa. But let's look at the positives, right? What does Greg Hardy have potentially better than Tuivasa? I would say he's equally as explosive as Tuivasa. And he's bigger. You know, he is a bigger man than Ty. Which is, you know, both of these guys are big. But one guy is bigger. I actually think it will be a really smart thing for Greg Hardy to take down Tuivasa. Because you've seen Ty taken down a couple times. And if Greg Hardy's bigger, you know, put 2 and 2 together. I can't see Tuivasa going down if it stays striking. Can kind of see Greg Hardy going down if it stays striking. Having said that, guys, I've never picked against Greg Hardy. I don't know why, but I'm going to continue with that streak. I'm going to take Greg Hardy to beat Tuivasa. He's got to show an improvement with his cardio. It's clear he needs to show that. And maybe a smart game plan to put Ty on his back. So yeah, that's going to be my prediction. Not super confident. Yeah, but I'll take Greg again, man. My numbers, I keep them real close, man. I put them both -110. And we've got Greg Hardy +120. Tuivasa -140. So yeah, there is a lot of money on both sides. You know, at the end of the day, this is heavyweight. Heavyweight is a dangerous division to bet on. But I'll take Greg, man. Alright, we've got Irene Aldana taking on Yana Kunitskaya. Low-key good matchup. Now, Irene is primarily a boxer. She's a solid Mexican boxer. If we're looking at the fights she's lost most recently, Raquel Pennington with the takedown. Against Holly Holm, it looked horrible. You know, you're watching Aldana just follow Holly. It looked horrible. You know, she needed to mix it up in there. She just was following the same track. You know, Holly was she was dictating everything. Now, I can't really see Yana dictating the striking. Where Yana's going to win this fight is the grappling all day. If a fighter like Raquel Pennington, now I'm not downplaying Raquel. You know, Rocky, she's tough. But if Raquel Pennington can take down Aldana, there's no question in my mind, Yana could do that. But the flip side, Irene Aldana, she's a good fighter. She's evolving. So if the takedown defense is there, she could piece up Yana in a striking battle. Really good matchup, guys. I'm gonna side with the boxer, Aldana. I just like her a little bit more as a fighter. And this is a good matchup. It's a good matchup for both girls. But whoever can implement their style, impose their will, that's going to be the winner. And I believe that'll be Aldana. My numbers, I'll put Aldana at least a -130. And the actual numbers, we've got Aldana -120, -130. So yeah, I completely agree with that. Yana, she should be an underdog, but not by a lot. Because if she can take down Irene or put her against the fence, yeah, it's a good matchup. Alright, my homies, co-main event, we've got Gilbert Dorino Burns taking on Stephen Wonderboy Thompson. Awesome co-main event, you know, really awesome co-main event. So let's start with Burns. For those of you that don't know, Gilbert Burns is primarily a BJJ practitioner. Now his Muay Thai striking, it's not bad. You know, if you watch him strike, if you've never seen him fight before, you wouldn't guess that he's a grappler. His striking really isn't bad. He even dropped Usman. You know, he stunned him, knocked him down. You see those hooks, right? Gilbert Burns, man, you can't underrate his striking. But if we're looking at the area that he's most dangerous, it's always going to be the BJJ. Now, Stephen Thompson, arguably one of the best strikers in the UFC, at least when it comes to technique. You know, when it comes to fighting a technician type battle. You know, I mentioned it last week with Garne. Garne likes to fight. You do this, I do that. I smile, you smile. Keep it friendly. Stephen Thompson loves to do that too. You know, you look at him knock down Luque, and then he lets Luque get back up and he fist bumps him and says, I got you there. Let's keep going. It's friendly. If you're in that type of fight with Stephen Thompson, 9 times out of 10, you're gonna lose. And that's just what it is. You know, Stephen Thompson is one of the best karate practitioners you're ever gonna see. That's just what it is with Stephen Thompson. So how does Burns win this matchup? He's got to take down Thompson. Now, if he can't take down Stephen Thompson, he's got to knock him out. Right? Now, we have seen Stephen Thompson knocked out before. But Anthony Pettis, he done some ninja shit, right? He became a ninja. So ultimately, Burns has to become a ninja. So yeah, if you're going to take Burns, expect to see something crazy if he wins. If Stephen Thompson wins, he was able to just fight his fight. And he's really, really good at doing that. Stephen Thompson is getting a bit older. His age is a little bit concerning. But man, age is just a number. You look at Stephen Thompson fight, he looks great. I think he can fight his fight. So that's going to be my prediction. I'm going to take Stephen Thompson to basically school Burns on the feet. My numbers, I'd put Stephen Thompson at least -170. And the actual numbers, we've got Stephen Thompson -180, -170. Yeah, I think the line's right, man. Stephen Thompson, he should be a favourite. But then you have to think to yourself, he is getting a little bit older. And Burns, you don't want to underrate this guy. I think if this was in the smaller octagon, I'd give Burns more of a shot. But it's the bigger octagon. Stephen has more space. He loves space. You know, I'm going to take Stephen Thompson. Alright, my homies, main event. Conor McGregor taking on Dustin Poirier. The trilogy. If you haven't head kicked the like button yet, please go ahead and do that. Or if you're taking Conor, left hand. If you're taking Dustin, you know, takedowns, leg kicks, all of that good stuff. So guys, let's take a look at what happened. Right? Let's take a look at from the start of the fight till the very end. Let's take a look. So Conor McGregor, he walks to the middle of the octagon. He does his law of attraction. Right? He's being Conor. Dustin Poirier, it looks like it's just another fight. It's the biggest fight of his life, but he looks like he's put the work in. He looks like he's ready to just get in there and perform. Now what happens with inside 35 seconds? Dustin Poirier, piece number 1. He gets Conor McGregor to the mat. That was the first piece to the puzzle. Now Conor McGregor does get back to his feet. He does well to get back to his feet. But what happens for the next 2 minutes or so of round number 1? Dustin Poirier, piece number 2 to the puzzle. He's fighting with Conor up against the fence. You know, they were there for some time. They were there long enough to even have a chat at one point. So this is 2 ticks at the moment for Dustin Poirier. He's got the takedown. And although he didn't keep the takedown, he didn't secure it for long enough, he was still able to grapple with Conor. He was still able to fatigue him. Piece number 3, the low kick. The low kick happened time and time again in round 1 towards the end. But in round 2, the low kick was landing like it just couldn't miss. But Dustin Poirier, man, this guy, his fight IQ is just insane. Because he landed so many low kicks, but he was patient. He was really patient. Now the low kick he landed right before he finished Conor. This low kick, you could see the reaction that Conor had. He stumbled. It was the time for Dustin. And that's the moment he decided, I'm going to sprint. I'm going to put it on you right now. And I'm going to get my reward. And it happened. Like I said in my smoke break, guys, knowing and applying is 2 different things. Dustin Poirier applied everything that he knew. Piece 1, piece 2. He put all the pieces together and he was the better man on that night. He deserved the win. Now the question we've got to ask ourselves, can Dustin Poirier put all those pieces together again? Can he do that again? The answer is clearly yes. You know, if you can do it once, you can do it again. And Dustin Poirier is the type of guy where he'll think to himself, even if I haven't done it, I'll be the first to do it, right? So he's already proven that he can do it again. But I'll say this, guys. What is the one thing that Conor McGregor is really, really good at doing? What is the one thing that made him Conor McGregor? Proving everyone wrong. You know, we can sit here and we can speak about Conor's got a lot of money. Conor's done. He's not the same guy. We can speak about all these things. But we do have to speak about what made Conor McGregor Conor McGregor. And it was doing things that people said you won't do. Beating Jose Aldo. Stepping up to 55 and taking the title. Even being able to go box Floyd Mayweather. He's done some things, man. He's proved a lot of people wrong. So to also say that Conor can't win this fight when he's also beaten Dustin, just like Dustin has beaten Conor, I think that would be insane to say. The truth of the matter, guys, Dustin Poirier can win this fight again. Conor McGregor can show up and prove the whole world wrong. It's a great main event. Now, last time I took Conor McGregor. This time, guys, I'm going to take Conor McGregor. Right? It's obvious. I'm going to stick with Conor McGregor, man. If you took Dustin first time round over plus 200, credit to you. And if you take Dustin this time round and you get it right again, yeah, a lot of credit to you, man. A lot of credit. But I'm gonna take Conor, man. I believe in his mindset. I know he's got a lot of money. I know he's a business guy. I know he doesn't need to fight. But that's one reason that I want to take him. You know, he doesn't need to fight. This is legacy. I think he can address the problems. And the main problem was the low kick. But understanding that Dustin was able to take down Conor and work against the fence. This is a piece in the puzzle to even be able to land the low kick. It's a great main event, guys, but I'm going to take Conor McGregor in the rematch. He's pretty good at rematches. He's never had a trilogy. This will be a first for him. I believe a first for Dustin Poirier too. But yeah, guys, I'm gonna side with who I took last time. You know, if I swap my pick and I say Dustin's gonna go in there and do it again, and Conor delivers what I thought he would the first time, you know, it's for me, guys. Personally, I'm gonna stick. You know, I got the result wrong, but I'm gonna stick. I think Conor turns up, addresses the problems, and gets Dustin out of there. My numbers, I'd give Dustin the favourite, right? I'll admit it. He should be the favourite, but not by a lot. I'll put Dustin minus 130. And the actual numbers, both of these guys minus 110. You know, you're probably going to get Conor plus 100. Which, in my opinion, you know, it might be worth it. Alright guys, I enjoyed breaking down these matchups. This is a fire card, UFC 264. I'm super excited, man. I hope all of you guys enjoyed these matchups, and I look forward to engaging with you in the comments. Alright guys, peace.